I genuinely believe that who you surround yourself with influences how you feel about yourself. We often talk about self-love as an individual practice, doing and saying affirmations, journaling, going to therapy. These are all individual practices that are so important for self-love, but your environment is just as important when it comes to self-love. When you hang around people or are in an environment that makes you question yourself, that makes you dim who you are and what you desire, that makes sly comments about you, that you then later on spend time questioning if it was a compliment or if it was a passive aggressive comment. If you spend a lot of time with people like that, it's going to influence how you see and feel about yourself. And on the inverse, if you hang out with people that are extremely affirming, that go after the things that they desire because they feel that they are capable to do so, if they deeply trust themselves and love who they see and how they are, then they will naturally influence how you view yourself because they have the capacity to expand you. And so this video is on the importance of your environment and how truly it influences how and who you are. And I know this to be true from firsthand experience. There was a friend group that I had that was very insecure and very focused on how they were being perceived instead of who they were and what they wanted. And they spent a lot of time talking about like how they looked on social media or what to post and who was doing what and comparing themselves to this. And when you're around that environment, it's going to influence how you view and move yourself because it normalizes that behavior and it also introduces you to those thought patterns. And so naturally, when I am hanging out with people that are very, very, very fixated on how they're perceived and really wanting external validation, naturally, if that's your environment, you're going to fall into doing that yourself. And so I am saying this as I reflect on that friend group because once I exited that friend group, I stopped having those beliefs or those compulsions to do certain things. I no longer cared to look at to see who's on my story or what my story looked like. I just lived my life the way that I did before that friend group. And so that's why I want to make this video, because who you hang around really influences how you move and operate. And on the inverse, once I started to hang out with people that really, really like themselves, that had done the inner work to really sit with who they are and feel secure in that, and do and follow their dreams, it made me double down on mine. And that's not to say, I want to make clear that someone can't give you self-esteem or self-worth, but what it's really doing is influencing your behaviors, because what your environment is doing is normalizing certain behaviors. If we are in a group setting and we're constantly talking about who's doing what and why they're doing that and judging them and criticizing them, that is going to then influence your personal behaviors. And if on the flip side, if you're hanging out with people that are like, I really want to do this, I really hope to accomplish this by the end of the year, I'm really happy with myself and proud of myself for this, then that is also putting impressions into your thought patterns. And so self-love isn't just individual practices, it's also who you're surrounding yourself with and the environment that you are normalizing to yourself. The best way to explain this that I found is through a graph that I'm going to share with you. And this is actually a graph that was created by Tracy McMillan Cotton. and I saw it on TikTok, and it was so good that I still reference it and talk about it to this day. And basically, it's a graph like this, and I am going to draw the diagram on how to like categorize your friendships and family members and colleagues, just so that you have an awareness of, is this environment or person healthy for me? And so the first quadrant is expansion, right? Does someone expand you or drain you? And this one is easy because it's just the question of, when I leave this person, do I feel expanded and bigger, or do I feel drained and smaller? We all know those people that once we get off the phone with them, we're like, oh, that was exhausting. That person is draining you. And this is different for each person. For me, I find that someone really negative drains me. I find that gossip drains me. And I find that, like, yeah, I would say those two things drain me the most. The things that expand me is like big ideas, philosophy. I don't know if I'm spelling that right. Philosophy. What else expands me? Talking about goals and inner worlds, like your life and what you've learned. That really, really expands me and makes me feel like lighter and bigger, right? And it could be your big ideas or my big ideas. Those things really expand me, right? So that is the first quadrant. And so then the other quadrant is loyalty versus not loyal. And this is a spectrum. And loyalty can be like, the person doesn't talk bad about you, right? That's one. Another one could be supportive. Another one can be believes in you, right? Then the other side of this is someone that's not loyal. Now, this person would be someone that talks bad about you, that says passive aggressive comments to you or about you, that doesn't believe in you, that's jealous of you, and etc., etc. Now, unloyal people, we do not hang around because they do not make us feel safe. This is the type of person, especially if they're draining and disloyal. No, no, no. I'm a Taurus, so I don't. Once I get a little wind that you disloyal, you're exited from the program. But that is that, right? You're not loyal. The other side of that is that you're draining, but you're loyal. And it's like, oh, I know so many people like that. And it's like, I love them down, they love me down, but they're extremely draining. And that is a subset of people. And I find those people, you just have to limit access to, like, the access or how often you hang out with them or talk to them, because they're draining you, but they love you and they support you. And so that is this quadrant. The main quadrant of people we want to hang out with and have in our life are people that are loyal and expansive. These are your like superstar people. They expand you and they're loyal. Oh my gosh, we love people like that. Heart, heart, heart. And then the last group of people is the people that are not loyal and expansive. And I'm like, who's that? How can you expand me and be disloyal? That's also another no. I'm not hanging out with people that are not loyal. Um it's a no for me, dog. So that is a quadrant that I find to be really, really helpful when I'm navigating like people. Do they expand me or do they drain me? Are they loyal or are they disloyal? Those are real great questions to ask if you found this to be a little confusing. And really, what I want to highlight is, when you hang around people that are disloyal, whatever that means to you, that person is also unsafe. And once you recognize a pattern of behavior that someone is unsafe, to continue giving that person access to you is a level of self-abandonment. If you had a daughter or a son and they had a friend that made them feel unsafe or was disloyal or talked bad about them, you wouldn't want your daughter or son to hang out with them. So that same logic can be applied to you. Why are you hanging out with someone that doesn't make you feel safe, that talks badly about you, that makes you question yourself, that after the hangout you're questioning whether that joke was like supposed to be funny or was it just a sly remark? Why are we putting ourselves, this beautiful essence being that we are, in environments that are harmful? No, I love myself too much to voluntarily subject my time and energy in places that don't make me feel good. The minute I feel like you do not want the best for me, I'm leaving. Like I don't operate around people that don't want the best for me, because I want the best for you always. I really believe that everyone deserves the best in life, and that's how I fundamentally operate. And so if I don't feel like that's met, I'm gone. When you hang around people that love you and want the best for you and believe in you, you will expand. You will feel bigger, feel brighter, and you will have even more belief in yourself. And the inverse is true. If you hang around people that are small, that make you feel small, and that play small in their own lives, it's going to be very hard for them to expand and uplift and see you to your highest good. Friendships is something that we're always navigating. Family members are things that we're also always navigating. And so for me, this framework has been really, really helpful in how I navigate it. The two last questions that I have for you is, one, how do the people in your life make you feel? And how do you make the people in your life feel? Is it loving? Is it loyal? Is it expansive? Is it light? And if not, why are you subjecting yourself to an environment that's not that? And really, 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 I would rather be alone than with someone draining or disloyal. I'm sending you so, so, so much love. Self-love is not just an individual practice. It's also the environment and people you willingly subject yourself to. So may it be loving, may it be healthy, and may it be expansive. I'll be back with more videos on how to love yourself more deeply so that you can actually experience more joy. Bye.